Welcome back, guys. Hope you guys are doing well in your CP journey. So now, since the introductory part is over, now we will moving towards the difficulty problems, that is arrays. So today we will have a glimpse of an important data structure, that is array. Not that array which we called in Marathi, all that Marathi guys out there. So I have divided this video in two parts. That is, first I will give the gist of an array. So what is array, what is the idea behind the array, and second, solution to the problem. If you know what is array and don't want to watch that, you can directly skip to the solution of the problem. I have provided timestamps in the description box below, so you can go accordingly. Please hit the like, subscribe and the bell icon to never miss an update from us. To save our some time, I have already copied some stuff over here. So these are two types of defining an array, a static array and a dynamic array allocation. Let me write over here static and this one over here is dynamic memory allocation. Pardon me for my handwriting. So this is a static type of memory allocation. It is used when we actually, what is the difference? Basically, let's understand that. So the difference between static memory allocation and dynamic memory allocation is that during static, the space is been allotted during compile time of the program, and while dynamic memory allocation, it is being allotted during runtime. That is, while the program is executing, at that time the program will allot some space on the heap. Since this is the name, we can visualize array as this is the name and these are the box, starting with the 0th index and going up to the n-1th index. The name here will serve as a pointer to the array, and we can use same logic of pointer arithmetics here as well. Now the width of the box is equal to the size of any data type which we give. In this case we have used int, we can use char, double, float, anything. String is an example. In this case int has a 4 size, 4 bytes, so its space will be 4 bytes. As we do during the pointer arithmetics, we used array plus plus. So same will be over here, since array plus plus means array plus 1. So 1 will get multiplied by the size of the integer and then it will shift accordingly from 0 to the first element, that is the first block. Similarly, if we use array plus I, so it will go to the ith box accordingly, and for that we use array box means square brackets I. This is the notation, but the logic going behind is same like this. Just if we add star, we will get the value. ARR plus I is the memory location and this will be the value. I hope you get the logic which is going behind the scene. Let's go to the HackerRank IDE to know what is the task and let's solve it accordingly. Before that, I would like to tell the definition of an array. An array is a collection of like items stored at contiguous memory location and elements be accessed randomly using indices of an array, which we can see that the address is in a sequence, that after a gap of size of the data type we can get a new element. So what is the advantage of using an array? So advantage is that don't have to keep a track of multiple variables. For example, if we have to keep a data of 100 students in the class, so we don't need 100 variables, just to define a array of size 100 and we'll do. So let's see what the task is. So first line will be an integer n, which will basically be the size of a array, and then on the second line we will have a n spaced separated integers, which will be the data, and we have to print the sum of the integers in the array. Okay, cool, it's an easy problem. Let's start with defining n, which will serve as a size, and a sum to store the sum of the data in the array. Let's take the user input for the size, small d. Now let's do it statically, and then we will go for dynamic memory allocation. There should be n, not I. Let me correct it. Now since like in strings we have %s, like that we don't have anything for arrays, so we have to use for loop for taking the input. Now scanf %d, comma, and %ai. Okay, just to avoid more time and lines of code, I will using same for loop, but you can use different for loop as well. It's not a compulsion to use same or two different. We can do it in any way. Just because I am lazy to write more code, so I am using it in the same for loop. Now printing the sum. Semicolon, submitting the code. Hula, we have done the question. Now let's do it dynamically. I will copy this line of code over here, and I will paste it where I have statically defined the array. A semicolon. Now I will rename A as ARR. So in the malloc, as we have been defining the size, so n into size of int, that will take care of the blocks. Now let's rename it quickly, ARR. Yeah. Since I have told that name of an array serves as a pointer, so let's check whether it's true or not. So for the memory, I will write ARR plus I. So the memory location will be accessed accordingly. So I don't need an % over there, because pointer, it's a pointer. So basically it's a memory location. And I will keep the below notation as it is. I won't use star over there. I will use box notation of array. And remember, while using functions like malloc and calloc, always use free function, because while you are assigning some memory on a heap during the runtime, it should be released for the future users, or there will be a memory leak. While statically defining, the compiler takes care of it, but while doing it dynamically, we should take care of it. So free function is being added. Now let's submit the code. So we have done it dynamically. If you have any doubts of between statically and dynamic allocation, please let me know in the comment section down below. Check my blog for some additional information if you want. If you like my video and want to help me and motivate me, please like, share and subscribe the video, as it motivates me for doing such videos. That's all for this today's video. See you next time.